Going to need all the help they can get this holiday season. According to new sales figures, this could be a bah humbug year for stores. The latest numbers show business is stagnant. Americans continue to cut back on purchases of clothing and household items. Well, how bad is the holiday season going to be? Duquesne University marketing professor Audrey Federoch now joins us to discuss that. Thanks for joining us, Audrey. We appreciate it. What are retailers doing to counteract what looks like a bad Christmas year?
Right. Retailers are doing several things. First of all, most of their sales, at least half of their annual sales are coming from the Christmas season, so they need to do something to really pick things up.
Always.
They're doing things like extra sales, extra promotional types of things, price-cutting things, different promotions to really bring consumers into the store.
Okay. We know President Bush says we're not in a recession. Other folks out there might disagree. What are retailers doing to anticipate the problems that they're looking forward to?
Well, they're doing a lot of things. One of the reasons President Bush has suggested that the recession is kicking down, but consumer confidence has not, and that's one of the problems. Consumers may not perceive that things are getting better.
So what are retailers doing?
Retailers are obviously price cutting because consumers, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for value, they're looking for things for their money. They want to get bargains, and that's one of the advantages that consumers are going to be having this year.
Well, obviously, to bring folks in, you're going to have to lower prices, but still, people don't have a lot of money this year. A lot of people out of work. So what are retailers doing then to say, okay, how are we going to bring these folks in? How are we going to move this merchandise?
Well, one of the things they did is they started the Christmas season so much earlier than they ever have before. They started, sometimes some of the stores started in early September.
Seems earlier and earlier every year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It gets earlier and earlier. And this is a problem for consumers because they're not in the holiday spirit, they're not ready to spend. So as a result, a lot of times they tend to retaliate and not buy the products as early as retailers are really hoping that they would.
You know, earlier in the year, during the Persian Gulf War, we were hearing that folks weren't spending any money then either. Then the recession kicked in. How about all that?
Well, that's true. Consumers got into that habit of not spending, and as a result, because consumers are creatures of habit, they have curtailed a lot of their spending. Also, consumers are very, very busy. We have a lot of two-career households, and a lot of people where time is really limited. So as a result, they're not doing that recreational shopping that they had in the past. So as a result, I think what Christmas shopping is going to be is more or less obligation buying.
Do you think a lot of folks are going to use catalogs since they don't have time to go to the mall?
Most definitely. Catalogs are going to be a real big seller as far as Christmas sales because it saves them time and energy.
But aren't items more expensive in catalogs?
No, not necessarily. When you think about it, a lot of the catalog companies are much less than the retail stores, and also it's saving them the gas to go there and the energy to go there as well. So there's a lot of values in catalogs.
All that junk mail.
Right.
May pay off after all. Audrey Federoch, Duquesne University professor, we thank you so much for joining us this Saturday.